Zippity-doo-dah, beautiful day, great to be alive. Hey everyone, this is Christopher Brown here again from alphalifestyleacademy.com. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over an article from our blog entitled, How to Afford and Make Money Living the Van Lifestyle. But before we go ahead and get started here today, there are two personality traits that are the greatest predictors of wealth. Now, most of us were not born with these traits. However, I want to invite you to visit millionairetest.alphalifestyleacademy.com and see if you do have any of these traits. And if you don't worry about it, because we have because of our backgrounds and the way that we were raised, we have different traits that cause us to self-sabotage ourselves. So I want to invite you to visit millionairetest.alphalifestyleacademy.com, like I said, to see if you have any of these traits. And if you don't worry about it, because we'll talk about how to cultivate these traits. And that's millionairetest.alphalifestyleacademy.com. Now, we all have friends, families, hobbies, and things we'd rather do than working, right? But we need the money and the time freedom in order to do those things. Now, when deciding on a career, many people look at the money they will make and if they will have a passion for the work that they will be doing. But instead of just looking at the money we can make, you want to have a career that will give you the money and the freedom to support your lifestyle. Now, many people have started what is known as a lifestyle business. In other words, a business that not only gives you an income you need, but also gives you the freedom to support your lifestyle. Now, one means many people have taken up is to ditch the mortgage and instead gotten a van and converted the back end of the van to a living space to have a simple way of life traveling the world. Now, if you're watching this video on our blog, we do put a couple examples and we'll probably add some more. But here's a video of this gentleman right here who set up a gaming station in the back of his van. And that's how he makes money. So he's a video game streamer. So he plays video games in the back of his van, and he posts that on YouTube and places like that. And that's how he's able to make a living from. Now, the biggest concern that many people have is, how can I afford to give up a job and still make a living doing the van lifestyle? Your expenses will dramatically decrease, but people are still concerned with how to make a living from a van. Now, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Christopher Brown. My last job, I was hired as a business strategist for a $400 million marketing firm, many times working with executives from multi-billion-dollar companies like Ancestries.com, Crate Trucking, Procter & Gamble, and many others. And if you take some time to visit alphalifestyleacademy.com and go through some of our articles, I do show you a lot of the campaigns I worked on and different principles. Even though that it might be for a billion-dollar company, the principles that we can apply into our smaller companies to make a living from. Okay, now after doing an average of about 60 sessions per week, many of them, like I said, with executives from billion-dollar companies, I noticed a pattern that we call as the billion-dollar blueprint that many already existing billion-dollar companies use and brought that same success to the internet. Yes, there are unicorns where some idea catches fire and is able to sell their company for $1 billion, like when Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. However, when individuals use the billion-dollar blueprint, they are able to quit their jobs and make a living spending more time with their friends and family. The marketplace is filled with opportunities promising you that they can help you make more money. But they must think the more complicated they make it, the more money they can charge you. Gary Keller of Keller Williams Real Estate, in his book, The One Thing, he asks, what is the one thing that you could be doing that would make everything else irrelevant, or the way that I like to put it, that would make everything else that you could be doing a waste of time? When someone has put in the effort to build a large customer base or a large enough social media following where they can send out a message to that following, they only need a small percentage of that following to respond to the message to, let's say, make $100,000. However, it may take a lot of time and effort to build a following large enough to reach your financial goals. But just think, how much easier it would be to find somebody who is already successful, blast out a message to their following endorsing you and what you have to offer. Now, the very first time I did this, I made a deal with Joe Broughton, who sent out an email to his customer base endorsing what I had to offer. And over the next 6 hours after sending out that email, that turned into 141 sales. Jeff Walker made no money for 6 years. After 9 years, he made a total of $210,000. However, once he started to understand joint ventures, he landed a deal where they endorsed what he had to offer, where he did $3.5 million over a 35-hour period. So instead of having to buy enough products to be able to sell on Amazon to make a profit, or having to create your own digital product, or any other complicated things that so many people do online, like blogging, writing emails, filming videos, and selling, we have done the work for you. We use a similar software that some of the biggest experts in their field use, including Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, and many others have used, spending $100,000 that's earned them hundreds of millions of dollars, and that a major investment firm acquired from LearnVest for $250 million that we call as an auto sales closing system that will, number 1, generate interest, number 2, capture your leads, number 3, present your products to your prospects, number 4, closing them right there on the spot. And if they don't buy, it closes them at a later point, capitalizing on 9 different categories of income streams. Now, the thing that makes this work is using joint ventures. And people love the idea of leveraging somebody else's following to build their own customer base, but going from idea to putting this into action is too much to ask for so many people, because you already have so many issues that you have to handle. This is why I want to invite you to partner up with us and work together as a team, because we created a shortcut to make this as easy as possible to get as many of you as possible to take advantage of this opportunity, again, by working together as a team. So I want to invite you to visit 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. That's 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. Or if you're watching this video on our blog, or maybe even YouTube, you can just scroll down to the resources section and you'll find a link for that, or a banner like what you see in front of you. That's 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. But I had a blast recording this video for you today. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye now.